Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. Hopefully you're all staying dry. I have my apron on today because I have a feeling I'm going to get messy. I actually, for those who know me, I guess I should announce this because you're going to see it on my finger, but I should take it off. But I got engaged last weekend, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, I thought I'd show that because lots of you know me and I normally don't have this on my finger. But I think I might end up taking it off because I don't want to get paint all over it. I just hope I don't lose it. Let's put it here. And I forget where I put it. I can just come and rewatch. Thank you, Nicole. But today I'm going to show off some Dutch Doobadoo. We just got the newest collection in. We have a past collection, which I showed off not too long ago. Yes, it is very exciting. Happened the day before my birthday. So it was the best birthday ever. And yeah, this is going to be a journal that I'm going to do today. I've been wanting to do a bit more journaling. I have done a little bit before, but I want to do more because it's fun and it's good for my mental health. So whatever's good for the mental health is positive. So let's look at the collection first and then we will get crafty. So you guys will recognize some of these elements similar to the last collection. There is the paper, which I might as well open up now since I'm going to use it. So there are lots of different designs in the 8x8, and there is 2 of every pattern that you'll see. I already know what one I want to do. It's that one there because I have an idea. Beautiful backgrounds. Nicole, I love journals and I do not know much about them. Same. They look very, the one I've seen that I'm going to try and base today's project off, it looked really nice. So I'm hoping I can do something similar. And then these are some fussy cutting sheets. This is so cute. How adorable. A little unicorn with a tutu on. Little ballet slippers on the bunny. Then, of course, you've got your characters, your kids, and then you've just got some additional decorative elements. And these are easy to fussy cut. I normally just ink the edges to help blend any color. So that's the paper. I'm just going to put this aside for a sec, and then I'll show you the other elements. Next, you guys will recognize this too. This is the elements with all of the pre-cuts. So for the pre-cuts, you've got some animals, as well as some little decorative elements, nice little window, some of your characters. Got some flowers. This is a really cute one. Butterflies, more flowers. So I'm going to leave that open because I'm going to use that. And then what's new and exciting, oh no, I forgot to grab it. Dang it. I forgot to grab. There is a sticker sheet, which is it's got a transparent, so around the image, it's basically like this, but a sticker form. The outside is transparent, but the image is very opaque. It's not a transparent image or translucent or anything, which is really nice. So really good stickers. I wish I grabbed those. Sorry, guys. Next are some additional ephemera. So these are a heavier weight and they are nice and cut detail. I really like these because the sentiments, I might as well open it up. These are tickets, but also sentiments at the same time. So you'll notice there's something special on each of them. Leave a little sparkle Walk into the woods, set your fairy free. Ticket, coupon, unicorn, some of them. And then it goes, I believe in unicorns. Wishing you a unicorn day. Never grow up. Have a magical day. Happy bee day. This one says make a wish, dream big. So I really like that the tickets themselves are a sentiment, because most ticket ephemera that I've seen is it just says like admit one or ticket on it. So it's got sentiments and tickets, which is really cool. Next are little like postage stamps. Again, these are a thicker cardstock. I'll go with the collection. Then we've got lots of stencils and masks. So we've got the little like cobblestone walkway. Got kind of a brick wall. Probably use the cobblestone, I'm thinking. Then we've got a nice script. A nice background. It looks kind of like a net. Or even maybe fencing. Some decorative flower corners. And then you guys will also recognize this. This is similar to the last release, but in purple. The last one was a black and a white one. This is a purple one. And lots of these sentiments relate to the theme of this. So it says unicorn kisses, magical wishes. I was born to ride unicorns. The world looks better in glitter. So there are sentiments that relate to the images. All right, I think we should get started. So I'm going to grab my paper and I'm going to have to run because I forgot to grab my paper trimmer. I took it out of here and didn't return it. So I will be 2 seconds. All right, I'm back. Whoop. I actually forgot a ruler too, so it was a good thing. All right, I'm going to measure my journal. I haven't used this one yet. I think I'm going to leave the first page because I might add something there later. I'm going to measure this. This is about 5 inches by 8. So 5 by 8. I'm going to cut this to size. This is an 8 by 8, so I only need to cut it to 5 inches, which I think I'm going to cut. I'm trying to think if I want this to be on the side or if I want that in the middle. I think I'm going to trim a little bit and make it on both sides to make it centered. Do I? I'm second guessing it now. Yeah, I'm going to do it a bit centered. So 5 inches. And you know what I might actually do? No, I'm going to just, I think, glue it all in. And then I'll round the corners after. Okay, I'm going to glue it in and then I'll trim off the excess later once it dries. So I'm just going to use my Barely Art Glue. This works for nice light paper. Doesn't warp it, which I love. There is also the Dutch Doobadoo has a glue. I should have checked if we restocked of that because we had sold out. And that is meant for the decoupage. So it works really nicely with this light paper. Get any dust off. And then place it in the journal. I will need to trim a bit off the edge because I didn't go right tight, but that's okay. All right, next I'm going to grab, I think, a little fairy. I think that would be cute there. Yeah, I feel like that makes the most sense. It honestly looks like it's meant to be. So I'm going to glue this down. I actually didn't do as much cutting as I was thinking. This is going to be a lot quicker than I anticipated. I might actually do a second page after this one. See how much I add. So I'll add the girl. And the horse. This already looks like a done journal. Hello, Mary Ann and Lisa. Okay. What else do I want to add now? I'm like, it looks done now. I thought I wanted to do more. I did want to try something, but it's too late now. I might do it on another page. Yeah, I'm going to do another page. Well, that looks like a finished one, but it's not. I'm going to end up adding stuff to it. So let's look at some of the little elements, like the flowers that come in here. Maybe I'll have like a flower kind of over top of the horse to make it look like it's kind of built in there. But before I do that, I'm thinking I don't know how this is going to look, but I did grab paint. I was debating on trying to make the feet look like a bit blended in, but no, I think honestly it looks perfect the way it is. I don't want to ruin it by doing too much, so add a flower, and then I will do a second page because I'm not doing what I had in mind. All right, got my flower. If there are any butterflies, let's see. There were in the last one, which I think I have my last one here. Oh, there is a butterfly, it looks like, just upside down. Let's do the butterfly right in the corner there. And then I'm debating, I didn't grab any paste, I do have paste here, it's silver. I do have paint too, which might look good. I wonder if I should use, you guys tell me, should I use this flower in the corner or should I leave it? Or should I add a sentiment now? I've also got tickets. I think I'm going to leave that and use a sentiment. Cool. I'm not postage stamps question mark. Okay, let's try that. Let's see if I can find a postage stamp that has this character, these characters. That might look good. I'm just going to lay them all out here. See if I can find this little girl and her horse. Even there is a castle, which might look cute, and there are unicorns. I'm not seeing the exact image. I'm looking upside down. I don't know why. Actually, the flowers might look really good too. Do the flowers maybe. And then maybe I'll have a flower coming out from it in the corner. And let's see. Add one on top. Okay, I don't think I like that flower. Maybe I'll like the pink more, probably. Pink's my favorite. Okay, I think I like that. So thank you, Nicole. I'm going to do the paint on the next one. So I'm going to add this flower down. And I'm just going to use this to eyeball. Put it there. And we'll add postage stamp. And then that other flower to layer over top of the corner. Yeah, this one is much quicker. I'm definitely going to do a second one. There we go. Then I am going to add a sentiment. So let's do be a unicorn in a field of horses. I kind of like that one. Oh, we are better together. I kind of like that. It's kind of cute with the horse and the little girl. Put that there. All right, that was a very quick journal. Let's do a second one. Okay, now that I think I've kind of thought about what I'm wanting to change and do differently, so I am going to, this is from one of the ephemera pieces. I might actually use it. Let's just make sure it's not upside down. I think that's the way it's supposed to go. And I'm going to grab from the paper. If you guys remember, there were all these little elements. So I'm going to pick one. Leave the mushrooms. I might use that. Leave the animals. They're too cute. I feel like I have to use one of them. Maybe my next one. I also like these. Okay, so I'm going to pick this castle. No, this one. This one will be easier for me to blend. Just trying to figure out what will be easier for me. Okay, I'm going to cut this out just messily right now. Just to make it easier to fussy cut. And I am going to leave a white border. I didn't think I was going to, but because the flowers are there, it'll just be easier. I can blend it with some ink after. If not, I can just use paint. So I'm just going to cut. Well, cutting's not very fun. Let's see, what's fun to talk about? Well, Marianne has the day off today. This is like, I think her first Friday off in probably like 2 years. So I hope she's enjoying it. She is currently watching. And for those who don't know who Marianne is, she is the girl who runs the store. If you've been here, you would recognize her. Love her. Fussy cutting should be declared illegal. I don't mind fussy cutting, Nicole. Honestly, when I have time, I enjoy it. If I'm in a rush, then yes, then I would probably feel like it needs to be illegal. But I am a fussy cutter. I might as well just cut down here, make my life a little bit easier. And just try not to cut the flower. I don't want to point, so I'm just going to trim it off. All right. So I've got that. I'm not going to end up using that. This could go somewhere down here. Just going to start to piece things. Maybe I'll have it look like she's coming out of the, or actually the purple house might look really nice with her. Or I could even do a 2-page spread now that I'm thinking about it. No. Or there are, let me just think. I'm looking at this girl. And I'm thinking she might work. No, I'm going to change it. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try and make it look like she's kind of coming out of here. So we'll figure this out. Okay, I'm going to, I think, do some inking on the background. So I only grabbed 2 colors here. I've got tea dye, and I think I've never done this before, so I'm just going with the flow and hoping that it looks good. I'm just gonna blend some ink behind where this is gonna sit, because I'm eventually gonna blend it over top, and I want it to look like it blends in nicely, because I want to cover the white that's around the image I just cut out. So I'm just going to blend. I know it looks really funny right now, but you got to trust the process. Usually this is what I end up liking most, is things that I don't plan for, and then it ends up working really nicely. Okay, I'm not adding enough, so I got to keep blending more. Should have grabbed a purple blending ink, but that's okay. And then this is where the girl's going to be, so I think I'm going to add some back here. Okay. I am going to now just blend over top, just to hide that white and soften it. Hello, Kathy. Well, I did one quick journal, and now I'm starting a second one, which is not so quick, but I've never done what I'm doing right now. So we're going to figure it out together. Although I should have grabbed my tacky mat. Yes, I've got my tacky mat. Perfect. Let's make it a bit easier. Because I keep lifting the edges because it's such a fine paper. This just makes it easier. Again, I'm just hiding and softening that white. This will help it blend into the background better. Especially just going along the edges. I'm not going too far into the actual image, just focusing on the white. Bottom. All right. I think I don't need to ink her because she doesn't have any white around her. Looks like orange on my screen, not tea dye. I know tea dye is not orange. Yeah, it's the contrast might be up a bit too much. All right, I think I need just a small amount in this corner, but I don't want to ink this page, so I'm just gonna put that there. Okay, now I'm going to add, I think, the cobblestone steps before I actually glue it down. So this is the cobblestone mask from this new collection. If I can figure out how to open it. This is, the Dutch Doobadoo. Thank you, Marianne. I always have a hard time getting it out because it's so long. There we go. So I think I'm going to have the steps look like that. So I'm going to move that. Then I have Vintage Photo, and I'm going to use the same brush and lightly at the beginning, because I can always add more. I think I'm going to start darker at the top and lighter as it comes down the page. Okay, feel like that's good. We're on a good roll. Let's pull that back in here and see I need to add more cobblestone around under here. So I will, I think, add like that and grab that vintage photo. Just so it looks like it's all kind of joined together here. Honestly, I might add a little bit more beside it here. I do love the shape of this because it looks like I can add it, look like it'll piece it nicely. So I'm just going to add another few cobblestones down here. All right, cobblestone to the ground. Okay, I think I might be ready to add this. But I might add, before I do that, I might add another stencil. There's script. Let's do the script. Making a big mess today. All right. I only want the script, I think. No. I'm going to put the whole thing over, but I'm going to avoid where the steps are. So I'm not going to come down too much, just very softly. Do not want too much because I want the cobblestone to pop a bit more. So just adding it so it's got a bit of texture to the background, not necessarily adding too much. So you can kind of see it there. I might actually add a little bit in this corner to fade into the cobblestone. Not overlapping, but just fading in down there. You can barely see it. Okay, making progress. Let's bring this back in. Yeah, I feel like that was a good idea. Okay, I think I'm ready to glue now. So we'll glue the castle down. Just carefully. I don't want to cut the top off, so I just want to make sure I'm positioning it in place. All right, next, I want to add my girl here. And I think underneath of her feet, I might add a bit of gray paint. I have this light gray paint. And I might try and softly blend it over top. We'll see what happens. Like I said, this is my first time doing this, so it could look really bad. Paintbrush. I'm just going to do a tiny bit at a time. Well, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to blend along the edge. I've changed my mind. This is what I'm doing now. Add this along the edge of the... Should grab a paper towel. I'll bring you guys closer too. The last stencil I used, these are all Dutch Doobadoo. Marianne, just so you know. Okay, so just along the edge, you can kind of see where I've started adding the paint. This is just going to help blend the paper with the image. I think, going to have to stencil again, but that's okay. We're learning together. So just going along the edge and blending that out. This will just help hopefully hide the... I should have glued it tighter. It's because I didn't use decoupage glue. It's probably not going to work as great as I was hoping. Because it's not right tight, flatly glued down, so you can still see the line, but maybe I can go in later and once this paint dries, glue it a bit tighter. This is actually a very good paint that I used. The color is almost perfect. Probably could have added a bit more white to it, but that's okay. And I'm going to do this around, I think, the whole thing. So you'll have to be patient with me. While I'm doing this, I might as well talk. Right now, I'm trying to remember what's on sale. For the Canadians, the Couture Creations are the alcohol ink markers are $1 each. So to all my fellow Canadians, if you like the alcohol ink markers, the Couture ones are only on for $1. So snag that deal while it's on. And there's another sale going on too. Oh, 20% off Creative Expressions, some stamps, and there's some, I think, papers as well. Debating, do I go around the whole thing or mainly just the bottom? I think I'm going to start at the bottom just because I can always do this later, the top, because nothing's going to get glued up there. So I've started to blend it, as you can kind of see. I am actually now going to try and squeeze because it's got such a tight nozzle. Let me grab a little pick tool. I don't have one in here, of course. Use tweezers. Just to lift it up and get that glue nozzle under there. I just want this tightly glued down. I'm removing a bit of paint, but that's okay. I can add more. Just want that tightly glued. Okay, now that I've gone along the edge, I can move it a bit down. So I'm gonna just add more, bring it down the page a bit more. And then I'm going to add that cobblestone back, just softly. Blending that. I might also go over top with the brown ink again. Need to clean up the sides. Just because that'll, I think, disguise it more. Okay. Made that line a bit thicker. Okay, I'm going to clean up the paint so I don't make a mess. Thank you, Nicole. And I think I'm going to add the brown back. I think that's what I want to do. Add the brown. Let's see. I'm just thinking. I'm going to give it just a quick flash with the heat gun just to quickly dry. That should be good enough. Now I'm going to grab that. I use the tea dye. I should have grabbed a smaller brush, but that's okay. Let me see if I have. Oh, I do have this. I also have a teeny tiny little sponge, which might help me be a bit more precise. I'm going to use this, I think. Let me just see how heavy it's going to go on. Just grab a scrap piece of paper. Where is my scrap? There it is. Okay, it's not too pigmented. And just blend that. Okay, I think I prefer the brush. That went on a bit too pigmented for my liking, but I think that part will be covered anyway by the fairy. Okay, now I think I'm going to grab a bigger brush, and I'm realizing it's not looking the way I necessarily want. So we're going to grab that ink or that paint again. I think. Do I want to do that? Decisions. I'm not good with decisions. Yeah, I'm going to bring more. Okay, I'm going to use a bigger brush because it'll be a bit quicker, and bring more of that down and out. Feel like I do want to add a bit of white into that because it's a bit darker than I want. If I can squeeze this. There we go. A lot of white, that's okay. And too much. Too much still. Still too much. I put way too much paint on that. All right. Get off the brush paint. There we go. And just blend that down. Okay, now dry that. And I'm gonna clean this up because I know I'm going to get something in that. Okay, quick dry, and then we'll end up adding more ink. Okay, I think that's dry enough. Okay, grab that tea dye and just blend that back over top of the gray a bit. All right, then I'm gonna make these cobblestones more pigmented again. So I'll grab that cobblestone mask, reline it up. I've just gotta remember how I had this. It's gonna be the tough part, I think. Did I do it this way? No, I think I did it this way, and I think, there we go, we got it. It's lined up again. Grab more of that vintage photo and add that cobblestone back. Okay. See how that looks? That looks good. Now I do want to add, I think I flipped it, and that looks like it was right here maybe. Lining this up is definitely the hardest part. There we go. Got it. Okay. Blend a little bit up the stairs just so the colors all match. Okay, we're making some progress. Debating on if I add anything down here. I'll figure that out later. Okay, we'll add the girl here. And I think for her feet, where her feet are, I want to do something to make it more prominent, like she's standing. So I'm going to try adding that gray, tiny little develop. And that small brush again, which I don't know where I put, so I'm going to grab a different one. And where her foot stands, I'm just going to make a little marking, almost like a shadow. I didn't love that. That's a bit too dark, so there's a bit of white on here. Let me see if I can add that over top just to soften it. Okay. The tiniest little spot for her foot. I think it'll, no, I don't like that. Okay, I wouldn't recommend that. That didn't look very good. So I think what I'm going to do is add some of that tea dye and darken up the background where she's going to be standing, I think, just to highlight it a bit more. And then I might go over top with some ink. So let's glue that down. I accidentally added glue to the paper. I need to be careful with that. Okay. Put her foot in position. And then I'm going to let that dry for a sec. Clean that up before I forget. And add just some ink to where her foot is, I think. Okay, so this is where we are looking. I might add flower here. Let's see, where did those elements go? Because there's mushrooms. I think this would look good here, but I've already glued her down. So I should have thought about that. Let's see if I can peel her up or if the glue's already dry. All right, looks like, oh, can I peel it without tearing it? Okay, I'm peeling a little bit. Okay. I'm going to cut it quickly and see. Let's maybe use this smaller mushroom, but I love that one. Okay. I'm going to cut the small one. I think this will complete the look. Nicole, that's funny. She does look like she's happy about something, that's for sure. Cut around the mushroom. At the top of the mushroom, I think I'm actually gonna cut it right tight to the top because that's gonna go over top of the castle image. And I want it to look as seamless as possible. So top of the mushroom is going to get cut tightly, and then the rest will just be left with the white surrounding. Add a bit of that ink so that the white's not so vibrant. Okay. Let's see. I could probably do that. I might want it up a bit more. Okay, I think I'm going to glue that there. And I'm going to do it on just a slight angle so the mushroom looks like it's turn in. And then I'm going to add that dress, glue that back down because I peeled it. Just a little bit down here. Get in there. There we go. Oh, there is this cutest little bunny. I just noticed that. Is that too much? I feel like it's not too much. I feel like it might actually be perfect. I think I want to add the bunny now. That was a very last minute decision, but I'm doing it. All that blending work now is completely, not completely hidden, but very hidden now, but that's okay. Have the bunny overlap with the mushrooms a bit. And the fairy. Okay. Now, I feel like I need something up here, which I might just add maybe a sentiment. I'm not going to add this. I just want to see. Okay, let's do maybe one of the tickets. Where did those tickets go? That, and then I could always layer a, where did those strips go? Fairy Kisses along, cover up number. Just try to straighten that. Okay, I've covered the number. I'm going to do that, and then I think I'm going to add a purple flower, like that. And then maybe another flower, because one's not enough. Let's see what that looks like. Nope, I don't like that. No, okay, we're going to add this like that. And then I'm going to take that tea dye and blend down in the bottom corner, down here, along the mushroom and under the bunny. Okay, I feel like that is good. There's another flower. I wonder if there's another tulip, actually. I don't see any more tulips. All right, I think we're good. So this was the first page, which was very quick and easy, but super cute. And then the second page here. All right, well, that's all I have. Let's do a giveaway. So this is going to be an easy one. So get your computers or your typing ready. What is the name of the brand I used today? And you'll win. I'm going to do let's do the ephemera and the sentiment. So the little pack of characters. Congrats, Nicole. You have won. So with your next order, Nicole, you will get the ephemera and the little sentiment stickers. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I know it's supposed to rain, but hopefully you guys still do something, maybe relax. That's always good. I'll see you guys next week. And before I forget, I should put this ring back on. So, bye, everybody.